So there are probably millions of tutorials out here on this, but uh, I'm just gonna make one anyhow. You could say this is an updated 2014 version. So right now 0.3z is out, but we are actually going to use 0.3x because it is still the latest supported build. 0.3z is still in beta and a lot of servers do not use it, so I will not use it. So you will need a Linux VPS such as this recommends. Now, as a lot of people seem to be using now is DigitalOcean, which is what I'll be using for this tutorial. I keep my servers on VPS Creed. I find that they're quite a good service, but they are expensive unless you get a good deal on it. So we'll have to download the server, Linux server. Now notice the x86 there. That means that it's only 32-bit. So you have to keep that in mind that you'll need a 32-bit operating system. So we're just going to log in here, which I've already done. And you can create an account and whatever. Now, the good thing about DigitalOcean is it's a good testing thing because you can pick your VPS here and you're actually charged by the hour. So for a quick tester, you can do that. So let's just name this, and we'll get that one. And you can also choose your location. I'm going to choose Ubuntu 32-bit. Whoops, wrong one. There we go. I'm not sure what getting the desktop will do, if it'll allow you to have a GUI or whatever, but you do not need a GUI, you can just get that one. And all that looks good for now. Applications, you can get LAMP if you want, you don't really need it. Unless you are getting, what's it called, if you're using MySQL, then you will need it to have MySQL installed, so installing LAMP will automatically do that. But I'm not going to go through all that right now. So we're just going to create this droplet. And it'll create while that's doing that. Let's open up this. And we'll take this here and drag it to our desktop. And that's not a public release, by the way, not at all. Anyhow. So it's pretty basic. We can go in and edit our server.cfg here. And your password can't be change me, or else if it's change me, your server will not start. So I'm not sure why that's taking so long. But I'm going to go over some other things quickly. If you have LAMP installed or a patch in PHP, a good thing to have is a control panel to start it up right from the internet. That basically will allow you to stop, start, and run your server, as well as check logs, run rcon commands, without doing it through the command line, which helps if you have multiple administrators that will have access to that, because you may not want to give them access to your server. So I'm going to just search and give you just a couple while that's loading. So as you can see, like, there's a control panel there, one there, and there's many. I actually use one called R panel. It's quite easy and you can change it how you like, I guess. Okay, here we go. So with DigitalOcean, you'll have to check your email. So I'm going to do that and be right back. Now once your VPS is created, you'll be brought to here. And you can click console access. And this will allow you to get into your console right from here. I recommend using PuTTY though, and that's what I will be using here. So what I've done is I've copied and pasted the information from my email to here. Now, you normally wouldn't want to share your password on a video, but this is just simply for the tutorial on this the server will be deleted right after. So what we're going to do is we're going to open up PuTTY. And we're going to use this IP address. The port will always be 22 unless specified otherwise. And if you click default settings and hit save, it will remember what your IP selection was every time you open it up. This will come up just to show that it's a new server and whatnot. So we'll just hit yes here. Our username is root, and our password is this string. Now when you enter in your password, you can copy and paste by right-clicking as paste, and the password won't actually show up. And there we go. So the first thing that we'll have to do is install an FTP server. And I'll just use vsftpd because it's simple. So we'll go apt get update. And what this will do is it will load all the new packages into the app store, I guess you can call it. Now we'll do apt get install vsftpd. And it'll install it, and there we go. Now the other thing that I like to download is Nano, which, yeah, I mean, it's just a text editor. You don't have to use Nano, but let's get that one. Okay, DigitalOcean comes with Nano. So what we're going to do is we're going to type nano /etc/vsftpd.conf, and we'll be brought to this. I can't. Okay, see, local enable will have to delete that comment, so the pound symbol or number sign or whatever you want to call it, hashtag. I'm gonna delete that so it says local enable yes. Now you'll want to read up some tutorials on this because the way I'm gonna do this isn't very secure. But that should work. So we'll hit Control X, press Y, and hit enter. Now we're going to restart it by typing service vsftpd restart. And now we're going to add a user. So let's call the user server. So we're going to type add user, then your username, in my case it'll be server. It'll ask you for a password. I'll put 123123, 123123, and then just keep hitting return until you are brought back to there. Now we'll need an FTP system. I'll use FileZilla. There's many online. Again, you should read up some tutorials on this if you don't know how to use it already. So we're going to log in to this IP address. Username will be server, and the password will be what we set, 123123, and there we go. Now what I would recommend is you look into the settings where it said ch root local user. You should change that to yes, because otherwise I can access the root files here. So this is your home directory. So what we're going to do is we're going to open up this. Just going to copy and paste every file into there. Oh crap. No, we're not. Permission denied. See all this? Critical transfer. So one thing that we want to do is type chmod 755/home/ your username, which will be server. Actually, no, chmod 755 -r, And that will set everything into there. Oops. Okay, now we should be able to drag and drop. Or not. Okay, that's interesting. It still says that permission denied. So if you still get permission denied, let's remove the queue again. For some reason this is running slow. Not sure why. So what we're going to do is, if you still get the error, chmod 777. Now this will allow everybody to connect to it. It's not very secure, so I don't recommend doing it. In our case, we kind of have to, so I can't really do the permissions offhand right now, so it could be 766 or... And my file still isn't responding. Okay, there we go. Now let's let this process. Okay guys, I apologize for that. I've only really done this once or twice, so I went back into this configuration because it was still saying permission denied. So one other thing that you have to do is enable write, which will allow you to add to it. And we'll save that again. Control X, Y, enter. And now we should be able to transfer to this. Okay, what the hell, guys? This isn't really making a pretty good tutorial if it's not even gonna work. Okay, guys, so I tried to rush doing this tutorial, and I probably shouldn't have. Because as you can see, it's transferring now. For some reason, the recorder doesn't want to work well with FileZilla, so I'm going to shut this off in a minute to let that install. But if you notice here, I edited the file like I showed you on the video to allow the user to write to it. What I forgot to do was to type service vsftpd restart again, so it didn't load up the new configuration. So I did that, and now it's transferring. Oh, okay, it's done. Now, one thing that I mentioned earlier that you saw, I had 32-bit Ubuntu. If you get 64-bit, if you have no choice, you might have to, but if you get 64-bit, you'll have to look up a tutorial on getting 32-bit libraries. There's a command to do it, and it really depends on your distribution of Linux. So let's go into here. Let's copy this IP again. Let's add the server. I don't know what the hell I just did, guys. Okay, I went to play a server. That's interesting. Cancel that. Okay. Now obviously the server isn't on yet, so to start your server, you will have to log into your FTP or your PuTTY just as you did before. Now what you'll do is you'll type cd /home/ your username, so in my case server, and now we type nohup NOHUP /samp03 svr space and symbol. Okay. I'm rushing myself again, guys. So what we'll have to do is do chmod 755 /home/ server. Okay, now let's give this a try. There we go. So it should come up ignoring input and appending output to nohup.out. press return and it will return back to this. When you come into SAMP, look at that, your server's running. So you can log in and play it, and that's really all you need to get into your server. So what we're going to do now is say you want to stop your server. You type kill all. Now if you have multiple servers, you can't really use that command, but you can use the kill command. And what we'll do is we'll type kill all samp 03 svr. And now you can see the server's off. So there you go, guys. I hope this helped you, and yeah. By the way, guys, you can PM me if you have any issues. I apologize for all the screw-ups. I didn't really think this through before I did it, so if you need me to make another tutorial, I can easily do that. So that's it for now, guys. See ya.